very windy weather today. I know, am I right? But no, seriously. I remember the last video that kind of came out sounding like a channel update, and it turned out to be just a discussion video at the end of the day. And that was in a March video discussing and recapping the events that have been going on with 2025 so far. Okay, now by the time I'm recording this, I'm still in the month of March, and fast forward to now, okay, as this video is getting uploaded, you're watching this video in 2026, okay? So, there's that. So, what's happening here is that the lounge has anteed up content production from left and right in terms of the vertical video selection, and already figured out 2025. And if there's a Wednesday with a video absent, then that means something came up at the end of the day, or there must have been a goof up on our end. And so think of those two situations here. Yeah, this is me holding the two, okay? Allow me to basically get this off my chest. Okay, there's going to be some side effects to keep in mind about, so you are warned about this with what I have been doing, okay? However, also, what I do want to go ahead and say is that some of you may have noticed that the recommendation segues have been missing in action lately. Now, this is because of a couple of cases where things came up, and for example, the Escaluded 2 delisting situation that happened on the Switch, and there was the... Now, I would like to say the AYN Odin 2 portal, but the portal has still yet to become widely available to see Amazon Prime eligible shipping. There's not even a listing of the handheld at all. So, something to keep in mind about, okay? So, yeah, that's... I know you could buy at the official site, but, I mean... AYN Odin 2 Vanilla was widely available, Amazon Prime eligible, okay? That's where I got my AYN Odin 2. But, Genshin Impact, something's been going on with Hoyoverse and how they're having a very bad track record in terms of quality control, okay? So, that's gonna be the problem here, and... yeah, I already brought up Escaluded 2, already brought up that, and I think because of the situations, I held off. Now, there will be exceptions to this. Quality burp right here. Exceptions to this. If I decide to come out with, like, a surprise release and news videos. Now, that totally said, it will have already happened without warning if you notice something, okay? So, if you notice something, that means it happened without warning. So, without warning, the lounge will implement a lot of additional things. Now, what you will also start to notice, and yeah, that could be the case, and it may have already happened with no warning whatsoever. The batch content production that I've been doing with horizontal video content is going to happen to short-form video content as well. So, yeah, there's that. And, yeah. And I think we're going to be doing that with the blogs and all that kind of stuff. I think expecting to see that happen. So, it's going to already have happened without warning. So, as you will be expecting things that, like, come out of the blue with no warning whatsoever in terms of new developments at Gamerman's Lounge, I will go ahead and say that Gamerman's Lounge is going to be stepping away from formal content, and it's going to be more focused towards comedy and more focused towards the lore reboot of Gamerman's Lounge. And with the lore reboot, we can pretty much explore more of the newly structured lore and the balance and whatnot. Yeah, I broke the fourth wall here. Okay, yeah, there's that. Alright, so you're going to be expecting that kind of blend. Alright, and yeah. However, I am going outside of my to-do lists lately, and to be honest with you here, I feel like doing that kind of a lot because I want to basically make sure I can get more things out in terms of video game classics, get more things out in terms of Waifuza Gaming Explorer. Okay, that's the new name for Traversair. Okay, so it may have happened out of the blue with no warning. So if you watch our short form video content at the lounge, okay. But no, seriously, I figured if I just go ahead and get more segments out of the way so that way I could get a more balancing out of my newly introduced segments from left to right, that would be wonderful. I would like to do a milestone and make the number of entries in the Waifuza Gaming Traversaire / Explore close enough to be the same number and as caught up as the number of Waifuza Gaming episodes. Given about how 2025 has been going so far, and keep in mind I'm recording this in March 2025. I'm in March 2025 still, okay, by the time I'm recording this, okay? And, yeah, it's still going in that dark direction, so in terms of some big epic things going on, it's gonna have to be a very, very slow process. And from the looks of it, I'm kind of suspecting... Yeah, did I say the word suspecting? Yeah, suspecting. I am kind of like suspecting like some good things and greater things and some interesting things to end up happening towards the end of the year. Best case scenario, late summer, but worst case scenario, the new year 2026. So that's going to be a wild estimate, I know, but given about how things have been going, it is what it is. However, if I'm starting to notice that there is going to be this situation where I'm going to be that stagnant, and by the time I have the content figured out, I already have way more than ever figured out, I'm breaking my own records, and it's going to hit to that certain point, then I guess 2027 could be that big year. However, I am still dedicated to making sure that 2026 is going to be just as big and lit compared to previous years. Going forward in terms of the 2026 content, yes, so our usual segments will start doing catch-up from left and right, and there's that. However, we're going to break away from regular scheduling more often than ever, as a matter of fact, without warning, okay? So because to be honest with you here, in terms of the filler content slots in my filler to-do list, I have a whole lot. A whole lot. And to be honest with you here, I want to use up most of my filler slots, but when it comes to the filler content in Gamerman's Lounge, it's going to, more likely than ever, going to consist of extra entries in our usual segments, like extra episode of Waifuza Gaming, extra episode of Waifuza Gaming Explorer, extra episode of Video Game Classics, extra episode of Modern Game Views, and something like that. That's not part of that to-do list, or was already, like, there was one and I already got that one already done, or yada yada yada. So it is going to be likely the case that you're going to be seeing some extra episodes from left and right. There is going to be a very good chance that when it comes to the filler content selection, the filler content is less likely to be filler content that is actually filler content, rather than, oh, me doing extra episodes. So if that happens, just keep in mind, alright, keep in mind of that. So yeah. Now, right now, as the weather is as cold as ever, I want to make sure I pump out as much content as soon as possible to get things figured out. In the event, I want to get things figured out ASAP. In the event the weather starts to heat up way more than ever, and there's going to be some summer shenanigans and all that kind of stuff, and we'll be having fans turned on, air conditioners turned on. Well, I guess when it comes to summer activities, I'm thinking about figuring something out in terms of summer activities at the lounge, but yeah, keep in mind of that, alright? So, right now, things have been up in the air about how things are going to happen when it comes to 2025 itself, okay? So, yeah. I don't want to end up making sure that, okay, 2026 is going to be filled up with, like, extra episodes of usual segments. There could be some pretty wild, bold things going on from here. But, however, when it comes to the formalness that I've seen to Notice do more than ever, I do want to go ahead and step away from that and focus more on the spicy comedy shenanigans when it comes to content for the lounge. Alright, so I do want to go ahead and spice up. And to be honest with you here, we've been way too formal than ever. And that's going to be a problem. So I want to go ahead and get that nipped in the bud, given the circumstances about how we've been having enough stuff happening, and then there's enough cases of excessive censorship, and we're having that happen way more than we already needed. So something to keep in mind about, and given about how watered down our forms of entertainment have been lately, why would the lounge go and resume to be as formal as ever? And yeah, I really don't want to continue to do that. I don't feel comfortable doing that. I'd rather just add spice to the thing. Okay, so I have a short amount of time to basically finish this video off, so I will go ahead and make it real quick. So yeah, this is going to be an actual channel update. It's just going to be, yes, things are going to happen. The lounge will still continue on, and that's what's going to happen. It's just that there's going to be some things that's going on, and there's things that's going on with 2025. And I want to make sure I can do something that will benefit me in long term, or let's just say future-proof things. Okay, something to keep in mind about. I want to make sure I can future-proof as soon as possible, or future-proof as much as possible at the same time. So that's what's going on at Gamerman's Lounge. And with that totally said, that's all. I will be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out.